Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com, and maybe you've been PvPing during this year's PvP event in the Elder Scrolls Online. What do you do with that AP? Well, on the weekend, the Golden Vendor right here sells a ton of awesome jewelry that you'll want to collect. I'm here to tell you what my favorite are, and so you want to start collecting these and saving them because gold jewelry is hard to come by. This is what you should spend your AP on in the best jewelry sets in Elder Scrolls Online. I'm in the Daggerfall Covenant faction, and the Golden Vendor comes during the weekends only. And during the Mid-Year Mayhem, and now called Whitestrakes, this is where you go for Daggerfall Covenant, Northern High Rock. And then at the Stable Master is going to be a Golden Vendor with a really goofy name I can't pronounce. So I'm going to click on this, and then Store, and then it sells these necklaces. So this is the added value of coming here during the Mid-Year Mayhem and spending all of your AP. You'll notice this is bind on equips. You can make a ton of money selling these later on. I would hold on to them and sell them later when they become more and more rare. So what are the item sets you're going to want to collect and why? I'm going to work top to bottom alphabetically, and one that I like to start is Battalion's Defender. A lot of people sleep on this set, and this is a really good tanking set. It's not considered meta because it doesn't really amplify the damage from your party members like Major and Minor Courage. But what it's going to do is while you're holding block, it's going to heal you like a Mack truck based on your max health. It also has the capacity to heal other players as well. I use this to complete Veteran Dread Seller hard mode, me tanking the first time because it's such a strong heal survivability set. Don't sleep on this one. The big one I'd spend a lot of my AP on and save and then sell later on is Deadly Strikes. The 5-piece here is going to increase your damage over time and channel abilities by 15%. Currently, Templars use this both in PvE and PvP, both magic and stamina, and even Dragonites that use a lot of damage over time effects. This is considered a meta set both in PvE and PvP, and even if you don't have a Templar or Dragonite, you want to use it, you could make a ton of gold buying this, holding it, and selling it a couple months down the road. I think I paid over 1 million gold for each of my jewelry pieces for Deadly, and I do not regret it because jewelry really does add a lot of value to your build, especially if you can get gold, and it's one of the most expensive things you can buy on the traders. Next up is Ebon necklace. So this used to be really powerful. Ebon Armory set used to be used in trials with the little 3 red orbs. Not so good anymore, but if you're a starter tank and just needs something to add value to your tanking and PvE, this is a decent set to collect. Next set I like here is Alamalexia's Mercy. So this one here, when you take damage, you heal you and your group members within 7 meters for 3,936 health over 3 seconds. It can occur every 3 seconds and scales off your highest max magic or stamina. This is an incredible heal set, especially in big, huge PvP Zerg fights. It's going to scale off your max magic or stamina, so you're going to have a build set up for really high max magica pool. But even on my PvE build, this tooltip inside of Cyrodiil is almost 4,000, so that's a massive amount of healing that keeps on continuing to proc. Even to use it in PvE if you have a really high 40k max magic build, and you're going to be very survivable for you and your group. Next up is a must-have Magic Sorc PvE or PvP, and that's Ancient Grace. This comes in jewelry and weapons, and the 3-piece is going to add a massive amount of max magic. The reason this is so popular for Magic Sorcs are your shields scale off of max magic, meaning the higher your max magic is, the bigger your shields are. So max magic also contributes to your shields, your survivability mechanism, and your damage potential. So that way, Magic Sorcs that run really powerful shields can rely just on max magic stat, pumping that up, both do damage and survivability. It's a must-have set if you like Magic Sorcs. Another niche set to collect, I think, here is Cyrodiil's Crest. So after successfully blocking, heal for 3,583 health, and it can occur every 4 seconds and scales off of max health. How I used this in the past is on a Stamina or Magic Warden with a back bar, sword, and shield. Scaling off of max health means you have to have a very high max health pool to make this effective. But on a 23,000 PvE health Templar, it's still a pretty decent tooltip. So this is a really good set you want to collect if you like the back bar, sword and shield, really sturdy stamina warden or magic warden build. Next up is Potentates, or like I like to call it, potato. And so the 2-piece is typically what people use this for because it reduces damage taken from players by 3%. So usually you use a back bar weapon with this, but the 3-piece, if you add a jewelry piece like a necklace here, reduces the cost of your ultimate abilities by 15%. So it's a great back bar set, specifically for like Dragonites popping corrosive armor or Magic Sorcs popping negate gates on their back bar. It's a really strong set, and you just need to have a back bar weapon and a one-piece jewelry like this neck to make it work. Pretty niche, but really good in PvP for very specific builds. Next up is Necklace of the Swift. So Buffer of the Swift is a set. It's a 5-piece. People sleep on this set. The 5-piece reduces damage taken from players by 10%. People typically go with Pariah as their defensive set that they put jewelry and the body pieces on. But Swift gives you 10% damage reduction all the time, whereas Pariah gives you more armor. The less health you have, this gives you damage reduction all the time. It comes in light armor, but you can do jewelry and 2 light armor pieces for 10% damage reduction all the time. Not to mention the Swift set can stack on top of major protection by slotting Flare on your back bar and minor protection by slotting Temporal Guard, meaning you can get basically 25% damage reduction not even using armor by combining 2 skills and this 5-piece gears. Next up is Transmutation. This is your typical PvP healer set. I don't care for it that much, but people like this, so I'm going to talk about it. When you heal yourself or an ally with the heal over time ability, grant them 1400 crit resistance for 5 seconds. This is an okay healer set, 5-piece set, but keep in mind there's going to be a new set in Rewards of the Worthy coming in update 33 that will blow this away, called Rallying Cry. So it's something maybe worth collecting, but I would hawk it pretty quick because Rallying Cry in update 33 is going to blow this thing out the water, trust me. Another set people sleep on, and this is great for PvE, DPS, specifically stamina that can't get trials gear like Vicious Ophidian, and that's Vengeance Leech. When you kill an enemy, you heal for 3,326 health and restore 2,772 magic and stamina. So Vicious Ophidian or Vicious Serpent is the trials gear coming from Cragwarn that basically carries your sustain, but this does really good healing, sustain both across magic and stamina. Plus the 2-piece comes in health, so you can use this on a magic or a stamina build. It's really good if you can't get access to those super powerful solo sets like False Gods or Vicious Ophidian. Think about picking this up. If you struggle with PvE survivability, great 3-piece. And then Vicious Death. Things go boom. When you kill one player, if they're around a bunch of them, they're gonna go boom. This is what my Magic Necro uses that destroys 5, 6, 10 people at once. You don't know about it, you gotta get a hold of it. When you kill a player, they violently explode for flame damage to all other enemies in a 5-meter radius. You can actually stack this with Occultal Overload in the champion points, and when one player dies, if there's a bunch standing on top of each other, you'll get massive kills. It's hysterically fun. He sees me. He sees me. No, he doesn't. It's a trap! Batman got him! The thing about Vicious Death now is you can do stamina bombers. It's not just limited to magic. So you can run the jewelry pieces and 2 weapons and then run something like Plague Break on the body. Whether you're magic or stamina, if you want a bomb build, you gotta start with Vicious Death. So these are my favorite sets. Hope you like this video. Click that like, subscribe, and I'll come back next week if there's a bunch of new ones on the vendor. Do the same thing. Hope you're having fun during this year's event, and we'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching.